There was a time in this fair land when the railroad did not run, when the wild, majestic mountains stood alone against the sun. Long before the white man and long before the wheel, when the green, dark forest was too silent to be real.
Hey, it's a great day. Today is day 116 on the Pacific Crest Trail. Last time you saw me, it was day 113. I was taking a zero in Stehekin. So day 114, I took the shuttle out of the ranch up to the high bridge and got back on trail. Day 114 and 115 were just miles on trail days, moving up closer to the Canadian border. You know, I couldn't see doing the Pacific Crest Trail as a SOBO, southbound. It's when you start at the Northern Terminus and end at the Southern Terminus. I think going from the Southern Terminus to the Northern Terminus is the right way to go. Because it's kind of like watching the 4th of July fireworks. You know, every bit of the fireworks are impressive. You know, you got all the lights and the flashes and all that, and it's all really, really special. But at the end of the fireworks, right at the end, they throw in some extra fireworks. So you get that extra lights, you get that extra wow factor. And that's what the Northern Cascades do. There is just this extra jaw-dropping wow when you look at the scenery, and it just adds to the magic of the end of the thru-hike. Campsite for tonight. So today is day 116. What's special about today? Today is my last day, full day, as a thru hiker. Making my way to the border, and when I camp tonight, I should be about 10-11 miles from the Northern Terminus. So I'm expecting to reach the end point tomorrow morning. So it's been an interesting day. A lot of introspection, but incredible views. The sun's still coming up clouds rolled in last night. Look at this view. Absolutely magnificent. So this is it. This is my last day as a thru hiker, last campsite. I'll get up tomorrow morning and walk the 11 miles that I've got left, and then tag the border, and then I'm just another guy trying to get home. Typically, what people do on other years is they'll hike into Canada and do 9 miles going into Canada. The Canadian government allows PCT thru hikers to apply for a special permit that allows a person to walk across the border in a non-border area right there at the PCT, go into Manning Park, which is a ski resort, and then you can grab a bus and head to Vancouver and a plane, and you're home. I did that. I've got my permit. You know, I applied and it was approved, and the permit's in the backpack. Unfortunately, it's not valid when the regular border crossing sites are closed, so I can't use it. So when I get to the border tomorrow and tag it, I have to walk 30 miles back to Hart's Pass. So it'll take me a day and a half. Although the thru hike is done, I'm not done hiking. I have to hike for another day and a half back to Hart's Pass, and then hopefully be able to get a ride down into a town, and then go from there. Figure out how I'm going to get home. Don't know yet. I haven't figured that part out. My wife and sister did offer to come get me, but it's an 800-mile drive one way, and so I figured it'd be easier for me to figure out a way to get home than for the two of them to drive all the way up, grab me, and then drive all the way back down. So I'll figure it out. It'll happen. I mean, I'm worried about tagging the border tomorrow, and then after that, you know, everything will come into play. It'll be fine. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But tonight is the last night. You know, I've been having mixed feelings about this. For the last week, I've kind of had, you know, thru hiker short timer syndrome. You know, just trying to do the miles and say, hey, it's almost over, and good. You know, I want to go do other things. I want to be with the wife. I want to see the family, and it's time to put this one to bed. But I was coming over a ridge yesterday. It was the last big ridge that I'd be climbing on the PCT, and I came over the ridge and then up on the other side, and looked at the view, and it's just incredible. I mean, I could see for miles, big jagged mountains everywhere, and this deep sorrow came over me, because I knew that would be coming to an end. I mean, for the last 116 days, I've been able to walk along and just kind of be in my own thoughts, and then I'd be able to look up and just see an incredible landscape. And it didn't matter if it was in the desert or the Sierra or Northern California or Oregon or here in Washington. It didn't matter. It was just so pretty and incredible. So I'm going to miss that. I know I'm going to miss that. So I got mixed emotions going into tomorrow. It's great to have, you know, the journey finally finished, but you know, it is the end of the journey. Last night I camped right up on Woody Pass, and if you look out, that's what I'm seeing this morning. There's haze from a forest fire. I could smell it last night coming in. Don't know where it's at, but see it right there. Incredible view, but the smoke haze is still present, so it blurs everything. This is it. I am 1 mile from the Northern Terminus. Still a little hazy, but smoke's clearing out. I think that line right there in the trees delineates between the United States and Canada. Two-tenths of a mile to go. Almost done.
Moving in silent desperation, keeping an eye on the Holy Land, a hypothetical destination. Say, who is this walking man? Well, the leaves have come to turn in, and the goose has gone to fly, and bridges are for burning, so don't you let that yearning pass you by. Walking man, the walking man walks, well, any other man stops and talks, but the walking man walks. Well, the frost is on the pumpkin, and the hay is in the barn, yeah. And Pappy's come to rambling on, stumbling around, drunk down on the farm. And the walking man walks.
Hey. So when I got down to the Northern Terminus, there wasn't any other thru-hikers there, but there was a family that was there. there's this young couple from Seattle, and they're getting married next week. And the relatives from Canada can't come to the wedding because, you know, the border's closed. So what the couple did is they got to Hart's Pass and they backpacked north. And the relatives from Canada went to Manning Park and they hiked in going south. And they all met at the Northern Terminus to have a lunch, you know, and wish the young couple well. So it was just kind of strange. It wasn't how I expected to, you know, arrive at the Northern Terminus, but it was very special to meet the family and talk to them. Just some really nice people. They didn't bring beer, unfortunately. I did ask. I wanted a beer, but they didn't bring one. And you know, I realized it a little later, but I was eating lunch in Canada. I looked up and I was actually sitting on the other side of the border. So, so dear, we don't have to go to Canada this year. I've already been there, you know, it's great. So, you know, I can't express what emotions were running through my head at the time that I hit the Northern Terminus. You know, this has been an incredible journey. It really has. Just every step, just seeing the landscape and what this great country has. It's just so wonderful. The day-to-day challenges, trying to meet those, meeting the people on trail, all the other thru hikers that I've had the privilege of hiking with. Meeting the people in the small towns and getting to know them. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful time. At the same time, having that angst in the back of the mind that, you know, at any time something can happen and end the thru hike. And so hoping that, you know, everything will be okay, the body will work, everything will be all right. And making it to the end and being able to see the conclusion. So just a huge sense of relief and gratitude and pride when I reached the Northern Terminus. It just it was incredible. You know, living life is a gift. I mean, it is something that we are given, and you know, I've been through enough things in my life to know that each day is special, and I don't take them for granted. So if I could leave you with anything, then that would be that. If you've learned anything from my videos, you know, just wake up every day and realize it's a great day. There were 5 reasons why I decided to make these videos. 3 of the reasons before I got on trail, and 2 other reasons developed while I was on trail. And I'd like to go through those if I could. The first reason, just do something creative. Darwin from Darwin on the Trail said do something creative during your thru hike. I'm not a creative person, but I thought that was good advice. And so I thought making the videos would be a creative outlet. Look, I did pretty good, and sometimes, and other times I failed miserably. But I had a lot of fun making the videos, and I learned a lot. So I'm glad I did it. The second reason was to share the experience with family and friends. You know, my dad got to watch his son hike the PCT. My children got to see their old man on the trail. All my other family and friends, you know, got to see what was the next crazy thing Mike was doing. And by extension, all of you got to come along in the journey. I think you know, if you've been watching these videos, that my thru hike would not have been possible if it weren't for the support, help,
and encouragement from my wife Lori and my sister Honey. They did so much for me while I was on trail that I just had to worry about hiking and making these videos. The third reason making the videos was that during my research of getting ready for my thru hike, I couldn't find another person in my age demographic that completed a thru hike of the PCT and vlogged the experience. And thru hike is a very specific term. It's often misused, even on trail. And so just to go over it real clear, a thru hike of the PCT is not synonymous with hiking the entire trail of the PCT. Rather, a thru hike is a way of hiking, a long hike, that, whereby a hiker accepts certain risks and challenges that are not inherent in other ways of hiking the trail. And a thru hike has three basic criteria. One, the start and finish are at the ends of the trail. You can go either direction, but you start and finish at the ends. Two is it is a continuous footpath. In other words, you can't jump around from one section to the other. And three, you complete the hike within one hiking season. And here in the Northern Hemisphere, that means what the weather permits within a calendar year. So I couldn't find another person within my age demographic that met those criteria and vlogged the experience. They'd either quit or they got injured or they just simply ran out of time. And so I was thinking, well, I'm in pretty good shape. Maybe I can do this, and I can add to the body of knowledge that's out there. So I think my videos are unique in that perspective, and if not unique, then one of a very small group of individuals, where I thru-hiked the PCT, I vlogged the experience, I edited and posted the videos while on trail, and I completed the thru hike, and part of my age demographic. And look, there's plenty of people in my age demographic on the trail right now, and they're thru hiking and they're just crushing it. I just happen to be the guy that made the videos. I think my videos are also unique, and again, if not unique, then I'm one of a very small group of individuals. And the criteria are man or woman, young or old, it doesn't matter. Thru-hike the PCT, vlogged the experience, edited and posted the videos while on trail, and completed the trail in under 120 days. And I know that there are factors that came into play for me completing the trail in such a timely manner. Namely, I hiked during an ideal weather window, during an ideal year to hike the PCT. I know that. So I'm not, patting myself on the back too hard, but it is what it is. And so if somebody is researching to do their own thru hike of the PCT and they're looking for ways of building efficiencies into their hike, they can watch my videos and maybe get some useful tidbits of information. The fourth reason I decided to make these videos is that in this era of COVID-19, there are individuals in organizations that are sitting in front of their computers. They're not out on the trail. They're not in the small towns along the PCT, but they're sitting in their offices and they are painting a picture of what it is like to be on the trail. And that picture is completely baseless. It has no facts, no evidence. They just pulled this image out of their head or another part of their anatomy, and it is just a false narrative. And so hopefully my videos and others who are vlogging hiking the PCT this year are able to show very matter-of-factly what it is to hike the Pacific Crest Trail in this era of COVID-19. And what you find is you take the same types of precautions you would if you're sitting at home social distancing. But you know, being on trail this year is an incredible experience. It's great. And it can be done, you know. And these small towns along the PCT, they don't need or want anyone's protection. What they want, what they desire is revenue. They want business. And you know, let's look at the facts. Through hiking revenue that these small towns get from through hikers is just a tiny fraction of what they make. And tourists are going to these small towns right now in droves. And they're enjoying themselves and they're having a good time because America has figured out or is figuring out how to live in an era of COVID-19, but live nonetheless. And the through hikers along the trail this year are doing the same thing. You know, and you don't have to believe me, you know, don't believe me, but go look for yourself. Go to these small towns, gather the facts, instead of blindly following this false narrative that's being depicted out there. And so that was the fourth reason. And then the fifth reason, that actually came from your comments. Look, I know I'm real lucky. I'm financially able and physically able to hike the Pacific Crest Trail. So I'm lucky in that respect. But I came to realize, or at least fully appreciate, that there are others that can't hike the trail. And either this is a temporary condition and they hike, you know, they plan to hike it someday, or it's a permanent thing. And you know, just hiking the trail will never be in the cards for them. And also, there are individuals out there that are going through some hard times right now, either medically or financially. And so if my videos can allow a person to, you know, walk along the trail with me and share in the experience vicariously, or just bring a smile to somebody's face. Look, you know, I was in the military for 30 years, which means I was in the service to others for 30 years. And so it's kind of ingrained in me. And if my videos can make a person's day just a little better, even if it's just, you know, sitting over a cup of coffee and getting a smile for a few minutes of a day, well, that's a worthwhile endeavor. And that became probably the most important, or the most, the biggest motivator for me to make these videos. So the videos are done while I'm on trail. I intend to make 2 more videos off trail. The first video will be on my equipment, what worked, what didn't work. I said at the beginning of my hike that if I were to complete my through hike, I would make an equipment video and talk about the equipment. And so I'm going to do that. So that'll be the next video I post. The last video I do will be a lessons learned video. What did I learn while on trail that I wish I would have known, or I wish I would have fully appreciated? You know, I might have known it, but I didn't appreciate it before I got on trail. And so I'll put out a video going through that. So, you know, if you've been watching these purely for entertainment, you know, thanks for sharing in the ride. It's been great. But if you're preparing for a through hike and are interested in those last 2 videos, well, here's your chance. You can ask me a question in this video, in the comment section. Ask me a question, something you want to know about my through hike, and I will try to answer those questions during my last 2 videos. See you then.
There was a time in this fair